Suprabhatam friends, welcome to my channel Plants and Me. This is Dr. Sri Devi from Mangaluru, Karnataka, India. Ipomoea horsefallae plant which I had been dreaming of owning. I ordered it online. Look at the huge size of the plant. I got it from a vendor on Facebook. It has arrived today and the leaves, they look fresh. I can actually leave it for 2 or 3 days to acclimatize to my garden condition, but I don't want to take risk. The flowers are really very beautiful. I'll put up a picture taken from internet of the flowers, very bright red flowers. It belongs to the morning glory family. It's not a very common plant and it's not very commonly available also. I am opening the pack in which it came. Look at the root ball. Oh my god, this is really huge plant. In fact, it has got this trellis also that will ease my work. I will have to find a few twigs and fix this plant. Lovely plant with a lovely root ball. This is actually a tissue. I can retain it. It will rot and decompose. But I am removing it. So this is the root ball and this is the plant. Ipomoea requires well draining soil. I am going to use the usual potting mix which I brought from the nursery, and I am going to add a little bit of old potting mix which is lying with me. I'll add antifungal also to that. The old potting mix has got lots of sand in it. That is why I am going to prefer that soil and mix that soil with the new garden mix. This is the pot I am going to use. The drainage holes are quite enough. Now in this is about 8-inch pot. To this I am going to add the garden potting mix which I bought from the nursery. This is a small amount of the garden potting mix. To this I am adding this old potting mix which is really very sandy. I'll mix both of them nicely. The garden potting mix and the sandy type of potting mix. The old one, it has got charcoal also in it. Charcoal acts like an antifungal. So the sand has made the potting mix much more well draining. I have added vermicompost, quite a bit of vermicompost, you can see. This is a flowering plant. It requires lots of nutrition. So I added this vermicompost. mixing this vermicompost into the potting mix. The container in which I usually mix all these potting mix, that is not free. It is holding something else there. So I am doing the mixing of the potting mix in the pot itself. Now this is mixed. Now on this I am going to place the plant. Look at the roots. So well developed, strong roots. So I have placed this plant here. I will add potting mix again till this level. The roots are covered. Now I need to give support to this plant. This is the way I have fixed the plant. These are the old cut off stems from the plants which we pruned. This is the trellis, and this is how I have fixed the plant. I have added a bit of antifungal. Sunlight requirement. Ipomoeas, almost all of them are full sun plants. They love full sun. Minimum 6 to 8 hours of sunlight is essential for them to bloom. I am going to keep this plant on the terrace. It will get sunlight the whole day. Right now I am going to keep it in shade for 2 to 3 days so that the plant comes out of the repotting shock. Nutrition. The plant is a heavy feeder. It blooms, so obviously it will require more nutrition and more strength to give out those beautiful flowers. I have given vermicompost right now. Once the plant settles down and comes out of the transplant shock, I am going to add bone meal to it and Epsom salt. These three, vermicompost, bone meal and Epsom salt, they are like a formula for me. I use these in all the blooming plants. This is a 8-inch pot, so I will be adding 15 grams of bone meal and 15 grams of Epsom salt. That is at a later stage, not now. The plant has to come out of the transplant shock. It came from Kerala. It did a long journey, and from one place, from that pack, I have repotted it in a pot. So that transplant shock, the journey shock, all has to get over. It has to come over all those shocks. Once it gets over all those shocks, it will put out new branches, and at that moment I will add bone meal and Epsom salt. Watering schedule. You need not water it daily. Once in 2 to 3 days is enough. These do not like much water. Ipomoeas do not like much water. Watering them once in 2 to 3 days is more than sufficient. In fact, some people check the potting mix. The potting mix they allow to dry for about 1 inch or so and then water it. So that's about the repotting of Ipomoea horsefallae. Thanks for joining. Take care. Bye.